Shout out Mandii.
So Joe Budden defended himself because Mandy and them were kind of on the last episode of 𝔓𝔦𝔑 pretty much were saying, let's just pull the video up. It's better to just pull the video up.
Yeah.
It's another chick's video.
That's a Danny video.
Oh, sorry, Danny.
Mixed up the Dominicans.
Hey, how dare you pit them two foreigners against each other?
Yeah.
Right.
Whatever
Oh, shit, my fault, yo.
Bridget and Mandy revealed that they made no money at the Joe Budden network.
When we left the JBN, and I could just be honest now too, we ain't make really no money working that first year.
Interning that first year.
We were getting paid in pasta and wine, which is funny now looking back that Rory was so upset that he came in and saw us eating the pasta and the wine and thought that we had it laid out. He was at least getting paid.
We actually did. It was nice.
We had it laid out.
It was very
but
nice.
We were getting paid in pasta and wine.
And also say that the Joe Budden podcast stole some of their guests.
We asked specifically the JBN for Jazmine Sullivan, Latto, and Kevin Samuels.
Yep.
Guess where those three went? Onto the JVP. Literally no interaction with us at all. We specifically asked for those three guests, and instead of those guests coming to us, that was probably to me a little bit of the beginning of the end. Even.
Oh yeah, that was where I realized y'all don't f with us for real. Y'all don't really f with us for real.
We are trying to grow. You got us Big Frida.
Yep.
We were getting and money long. We were bringing in guests. We specifically asked for those three artists.
Yeah.
And by the time all three of them ended up going on to, it was like this isn't the family or the network, or we're not getting the synergy's
not real.
That's right. On the last episode of See the Thing Is,
All right, see if you can
Bridget
skip
and
to
Mandy
when Joe
opened up.
responded on Twitter Spaces, because that I think is where the conversation is definitely going to be at.
Pasta and wine.
Because Joe was pretty much defending himself and
was.
saying, you gonna skip through?
Oh yeah, I was looking to see for a part where they showed his face, but it didn't, so I was gonna play it right there where it was a second ago.
Keep going down.
It was some people, I saw some arguments on Twitter, like this one dude, he had a good point. And it was just like, it kind of makes sense for all the big people to go talk to Joe Budden.
Yeah,
because it's like a lot of the people, and this was his point, like a lot of these people, they have like managers and just overall price tags that come with the interview. So if you're going to pay a hefty price tag, you're going to fucking go to like the head nigga, the head honcho.
You're going to go to where it's most important. Like, I don't understand why they thought that they could come before the JBP. You get what I mean?
And or at least get second dibs. Like they thought they was going to get first dibs.
But everything trickles down from the head.
Got some nice breast.
Yeah, I noticed that they took up the whole lower thirds.
Yeah.
When it was full screen.
Shout out her doctor.
Yeah. And
yeah, so.
But now apparently there was
this one. It was this one.
Okay. Skip down to the Twitter Spaces.
Yeah.
That might be it.
Getting paid in oodles and noodles.
Yeah, that's what he said.
After that become available, y'all say, oh.
Yeah, go back, yeah. Yeah, so this is Joe's official response.
With each other now, I got a Bentley.
He got right to it.
Want to come there.
He damn sure did. Hold on.
Deal 6 episodes in for Squeeze the Juice was a...
Yeah, actually go all the way to the start. He literally gets right into it.
I think he does, yeah.
I forgot.
Joe Budden goes off on Bridget and Mandy.
Most of these niggas want to be owners and be paid. And that's not how things work. If you own it, then own it. That means incur the costs, put in the sweat equity. It's yours. So when the benefits come, they yours. But if y'all want to get paid as soon as you step foot in a door, while I'm leasing you my audience, need I remind people that they did have a deal. They got a deal 6 episodes in for Squeeze the Juice, which was a reinterpretation of Sleepers. So I done loaned you that IP. You got a deal. Niggas is getting paid. Y'all are a bill. It's all of this shit around y'all costs money. And that pasta and wine shit was expensive every week. Y'all coming in here with fucking boyfriends, just thinking it's hangout time, ordering shit for 3 hours straight every week. What are you talking about? And I agree with homeboy. Like, what did you build to make a Kevin Samuels or Latto or Jazmine Sullivan want to come there in the middle of an album cycle? Kevin Samuels, diva ass, may he rest in peace. We that nigga was so tough to get on there. I carried an umbrella for that nigga in the rain like I was Farnsworth Bentley. Like, none of this shit was a walk in the fucking park to do. And
That's
then you
a part
got to
of the
deal
dedication.
with the motherfuckers got boyfriends, attitudes. Then y'all start beefing with each other. Now I got to come in on an off day. Now I get jammed up, which we can't talk about because y'all hate each other. It's like, yo, dog, I want nothing. Now Rory's coming over, counting the pastas and wines. Like, it was a mess. It was a fucking mess. I kind of get triggered and angry when every podcaster that become available, y'all say, oh, let's go Joe, get him on the network. Nigga, no. Keep all of their asses away from me.
That's right. On the recent Joe.
Yeah, so that is kind of crazy because if you're asking me if Joe reaches out or if Ian reaches out and they say, yo, I'm from the Joe Budden Network, but nah, I don't want you, Joe don't want you on his show. He want to put you on this other show that just started. Why would they even go?
Yeah.
You
Why
know
mention Joe Budden? Nigga?
Right.
And
Why even bring that
especially-
name up?
Especially without the value being built
Already.
beforehand.
Yeah.
Because he said this is by episode 3 they was trying to get A-list celebrity guests.
Yeah.
Listen,
It's not.
That's
like that.
crazy.
It's
they
not
were
like
getting
that.
al dente noodles,
And they
fine
couldn't-
Yeah.
wine, guest list.
And
They were entitled, and they didn't really want to. They
they-
didn't want to assume the responsibility for what they was given.
And they wasn't. They probably couldn't even get like a D-list or a C-list celebrity before Joe.
on their merit.
So it's like you got
Bro,
to.
Kevin Samuels alone was red fucking hot during that
Nigga.
time period.
You couldn't get him.
Bro, it's like,
He was only doing what he wanted to do, which was
and
his
on
shit.
top of that, I'm not doing smaller platforms because
Literally, it's only backwards.
it doesn't serve me.
that doesn't serve me. Like at this point, I'm doing millions a day. I have to go to places that do millions a day. You know what I'm saying?
They
Like,
just wanted some free therapy.
yeah, I can't be going just because I know one of the things that Mandii was saying that Kevin Samuels was replying to them and like was watching some of their clips and stuff, and it's like, yeah, y'all had back and forth banter, but that didn't qualify. Obviously, he wasn't rushing to do the content with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if y'all did have some sort of relationship, you still are using me as the resource to try to close the deal.
Yeah.
And then I just feel
It's
like
your biggest leverage point.
I just feel like with all three of those people, we don't know, and it couldn't have been, and it might not have been them. It could have been just their team. You know what I mean? Like, because it could have just been the team where they're just like, oh, the Joe Budden Network hit you up. Oh, Joe wants to do a podcast. That's gonna be a good look. You got an album roll out. You know, you're on the top of the world. Whatever. They're like, no. See, the thing is, like, no. Why would you do that? Like, they're like, I feel like it might not even
Especially
been
if
on
that's
Joe. It was the team that was like, yeah, so you hit us, so we're doing your show.
For sure. I was gonna say the team would have steered it no matter what. Like,
Yeah, you can't be passing me off to a subsidiary of your brand. Like,
Man.
Especially if it just doesn't make sense.
especially when I'm already more established in your brand.
yeah,
than
bro.
the
Just
sub-
the odds of
sub-brand.
that.
It just doesn't make sense.
I do understand. Maybe that was the first time they were part of a network, but that's a lie too because Horrible Decisions was a part of Loudspeaker at one point.
You were gonna say you think that like maybe they didn't understand the expectations of being on a network type shit.
Yeah, like what if I do like you say like Spotify's like we'll get you wherever, here's a bag and we'll give you whatever you want. It's like, nigga, call Joe Rogan, say what's up with him.
Right.
They're like, nigga, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like yeah, you can get anything, but let's be realistic too. You know what I mean? Like maybe they just got like overzealous with it's just like this network is a wish list now too. You know what I'm saying?
Eating pasta and drinking wine every week with their boyfriends. Like,
Bringing in random. I know
how
that-
many times can
I know
that
what
happen?
I know what that vibe is too.
plenty.
I know what that vibe is.
You could tell they wasn't even thinking about no overhead.
Nigga, what?
Nothing. Having a good old time.
Having a good time.
Having a good old time. Oh yeah. Just come with me. You know, we going over
Yeah.
to the studio to shoot this podcast. It's gonna be food there. I'm not cooking.
Yeah, nah, nigga.
And it's gonna be wine. We gonna get this, and we gonna go out after this shit.
Exactly. We gonna go to the titty bar, tea
Yeah,
club,
yeah.
throw some wines.
It's weird because it seems like they were dedicated, right? Because they had a show that lasted for a minute.
I really did think they were really dedicated.
Right?
I thought they brought that show. Excuse me. I thought they brought that show over, but it completely slipped my mind that Joe had formed that show.
Joe had formed
He
that show.
built
Yeah,
that
he
show.
built that show. But it's crazy that you would think that they were dedicated, but it's like if you were dedicated, then the only thing that would have mattered was, hey, I got the look now. Let me just turn myself up you're not even looking for the handout on a dedicated level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because they're dedicated to the results, not the process of like actually making it happen.
Yeah.
But they've been popping for so long. So Bridget Kelly, she's a songwriter. So like she's not, even though if podcasting is more of a more relevant thing now in the last 5 to 7 years that people probably know her for, songwriting was already like, she got some pretty good or
some
crazy
good credits.
Yeah, for sure. But Mandii had a Horrible Decisions Foundation.
That was good.
Yeah. But I do wonder like what their performance was even early off, because it's not like they were both coming zero fan base. These weren't people he just picked up off the street.
Yeah, these aren't strays.
Like us.
Credited
sources. Fucking strays up in his studio. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't
we could have
that.
had fleas, nigga.
Yeah, it wasn't that. These are people who, one got a podcast, one's in the music industry, and she had done appearances on the Joe Budden podcast.
That's true.
Prior to them coming together.
Somewhat proven products.
Right. Yeah. So I do wonder what that overhead is like. But it did also sound like he was trying to just they weren't being conscious, and he was trying to also
cut expenses.
Not only cut expenses, but going for guested by episode 3 is kind of crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe they just had a bigger image of where they were at the time.
Grandiose delusions.
Going for guests, it's just going for that guest.
But even, you know what? I wouldn't even be mad if they went for that guest. But talking about it after the fact, like it was an issue to not get the guest, that might be the bigger part.
The problem.
So where the entitlement
feeling that qualified.
Yeah, like
entitled. Yeah.
Like he wouldn't even give me the guest. It's like, well, realistically, you shouldn't have had the guest. It's cool that you asked for it, though. I'm glad that you have aspirations, nigga.
You got some nuts on you.
Yeah, I'm glad you got that. But if you don't get it, nigga, don't be mad because you're not really there yet.
Exactly. But shit, you close enough to get it later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, shit, if you can ask for it, it's a yes away.
Patience.
Mandii is like a good podcaster. I remember I got killed in the comments one time because I was like, I don't watch her, but I know she's a good podcaster.
Yeah, they went crazy on you for that.
Because her voice is so annoying. Like even just now, like listening to that clip, I'm like, oh God, you know what I'm saying? But it's like it gets my attention though. You know what I'm saying? Like it does get my attention, you know, like
there's something about her in general to where I just want to be biased against her.
I
feel like everything she says is manipulative. And
her tone is so like rub you the wrong way.
She sounds like she's always the problem.
But it's assertive as fuck though. It's extremely assertive though, you know? So it's like you're gonna hold your attention. That's why it's like even when we were doing like the podcast build list, in certain lists, I would just throw her in there because I'm like, at least these bitches will have some order. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all I know. She not gonna let no. Well, I thought in my mind, I'm like, it sounds like she running a tight ship everywhere she go type shit. Yeah, so I don't know.
It's just funny because just last week, y'all niggas came to consensus like, yeah, she might be the problem.
I still think she's a problem. I did not lose that. I still out of everything I just said, I still think she's probably the problem.
Yeah, she's definitely the problem.
She's so strong. I know she can motivate all her friends to just jump on her bad takes too. You know what I'm saying? Like she say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing, man, fuck this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she's so convincing. All the homies are riding with her. You know what I'm saying?
She's such a problem. She's actually the solution.
Right.
Yeah. So, fucked up.
By the time you hear all sides of the story, you're like, hold up now.
Yeah.
You might have been a little bit out of pocket. I understand your motivation though. I get it.
Yeah, for sure.
She bugging, my G. You doing too much right now.
That's fucking crazy. It's easy to do that with Joe. Just because of who he is.
But it's as much as I love Joe, it's hard to fight the narrative when everything you put together has a hard time staying together unless you're there. You know what I'm saying? Like the narrative of like, is running business beside him that great?
And that's the thing. It might just be just a lot of bad days. You know what I'm saying?
And this might be one of the cases where it's just simply not his fault. He got in business
I don't think
with
it
Mandii.
is. I don't think it is, but it's like crazy that narrative is driven all the time, and it's like hard to fight that when this type of shit is happening. You know what I'm saying?
Well, because once people want to believe something about you, we only gonna pay attention to what proves that point.
True.
Yeah, facts.
Like Charlemagne not having a successful show. Like it's just
just pull up all the stats to prove that point.
It just has to happen once.
That's true.
That's true.
You know, it's like it made me think. Scale of 1 to 10, how hard do you think it is to work with Joe Budden?
How intentionally are you working?
I don't think it's that hard.
Working with is probably easy. Working for
different.
That's probably the problem.
Yeah,
Okay.
working with
I don't think I would want to work for, but I could definitely work with Joe Budden.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Because there's a big difference.
Yeah,
there's a big difference. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
One of those is closer to an unpaid intern.
Yeah, no, I'm not eating noodles for.
But they closed the deal though.
Yeah.
So it's like he
Yeah.
said in the beginning, we did just feed you, but then within a couple of episodes, we got you money because
For sure.
I started recouping
sure.
off of once we closed the deal. But
And even when you remember when 𝙬𝙗𝚃 and them was talking about how they were like overworked, underpaid, or whatever that conversation was.
yes,
It also seemed like at the end, after the conversation ensued, that really all they were asking them to do is podcast more, and it's like that
Joe was asking them to just podcast more.
type of shit. Like
Okay,
where it's
yeah.
like it may not have even been that hard to work for him if podcasting is what you truly enjoy, type shit. Because he's such a purist with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
He's still a micromanager. I
I can
feel
see
like
that too, though. Yeah.
but it's a lot of that too.
You know what I mean?
Maybe.
You know what I'm trying to say?
And it might just literally be hard to work for the nigga.
That's yeah.
He might just
come
be a
down to
little
that,
difficult
right?
to work for.
'Cause he go-
How can
'cause-
you be comfortable?
It's true, because the way he talked to, like, the way he talks only works if you feel like you're on a even playing
It
field type shit.
only works
When it's
if
like, we're just working together.
we're working together.
Yeah,
Nigga, we're working
yeah.
together,
So
nigga.
essentially, Joe
Like-
Budden is in complete control of all the conversations he is involved in.
Nah,
There was a moment at the end of the last episode.
sound
I'm
like-
looking for it right now. Perfect example. Oh, here, yeah, we got to talk about
Or
this.
what it's like to be in the workplace with him.
This is the second link I'm sending you. Don't, not the first one, the second link.
All right.
Yeah, we got to look at this clip. I don't think Joe is that much of an asshole. I think I understand where he's coming from, but they like the Reddit was like, because Joe's been gone for a couple days.
Yeah, he's been gone for a
Yeah.
few.
And they ran 3, I think, without him,
2, I believe.
or 2.
It might have been 3
I
with
think it was
another.
3,
It might have been
actually.
another
Patreon.
tier. Yeah, a tier of Patreon that I didn't see. I saw too.
And people enjoyed them actually, like surprisingly. But let me hit the bell.
Oh,
surprising.
wait.
Yeah, not surprising.
Ironically.
Right again.